Okay, now we've reached the Smudge, I'm sorry, the Banff location, and now we're going to be paying for an entrance fee on the way over, and this is the gateway to get inside. So take a look and see where we're going. Signs are pretty much the same, and we'll join you when we get there. Okay, good morning. Cheryl and I have just already short on words. Arrived over at the Lake Louise, I guess, entrance parking lot. So we'll see how the weather holds out throughout our trip. But this is our first stop of the day. Following this, we're going to go, I guess, to the Banff Resort. But because this is further along in the drive, logically it made sense for this place to be our first stop. So what are we looking forward to today?
We're going to see the hotel and the famous lake. Well, it turns like...
Look at me when you're interviewing,
okay.
Right?
And it look like the bluish of the lake.
Okay.
So it's gonna be perfect, but the weather right now is so cold, but it's gonna be fine.
Okay, hopefully that'll be the case. So we'll catch you when we get there.
Okay, bye.
Okay, anytime. But anyway, here I am getting my photo taken right in front of this landmark, and my friend Cheryl is taking the photo. So when we're done, then we'll get to see the real Lake Louise. Hopefully you'll like the sights of that place too. So while she takes the photo. Okay. All right, want me to take your photo?
Oh, I have many bottles
already. All right. So this is it. This is Lake Louise right behind me, and it started to shower again. Fortunately, my cameras are hopefully weather resistant, so that shouldn't present much of an issue. And you can hear me fairly clearly. So let's take a look and see what kind of a lake this is. The first question that I asked is whether or not this was a man-made lake. I got it. Is whether or not this was a man-made lake. And well, looking at it, at least looking at it from this perspective, I don't see any dams here, so I'm assuming that it's a natural lake, but I haven't seen really. And if you take a scan around, look, it's just majestic, despite the bad weather conditions. Just take a look at the panoramic scenery here. Here's my guide Sheng. Additional onlookers of the area. Lots of tourists. Oh, my camera's getting wet, but that's fine. But I gotta take a wide-angle photo of this. This is just too good to pass up. Now, this is a river that actually drains away from Lake Louise. The reason why I'm showing you this is because this is what a typical home video would look like if you do not have a host in it. If you have a host, it actually has a meaning, like I'm doing right now. Now that you see me in the shot right here, you think, oh wow, that's a nice looking river behind me, right? Or if I turn towards Lake Louise and you follow me this direction, you actually have an appreciation for this scenery right here, right? As opposed to just like this, where you only have scenery, but you really have no connection other than, okay, so what? What's so different about this than what I would see on a travel documentary or a YouTube video of somebody's home trip? Which is why I always say it's always much more interesting when you see it through the eyes of another person. And here's another thing I will add. I know I beat this one to death, but why is it that so many people with their cell phones, even of any camera, not just a cell phone, are so much into selfie photos, but they're not into selfie videos? You're watching me on this show, right? Don't you think that doing a selfie video is much more enlightening than or on a selfie photo, which is lifeless? At least that way there's a meaning to what you're looking at here. So enjoy the scenery while you've got the host in this shot. God, that didn't sound good. But anyway, you get the point. Here we are again, and it's always interesting that every so often when I go off on one of these nature trips like this. Actually, the last time I went on a trip similar to this was Mount Fuji. That was maybe over 20 years ago when I did that. You'll see I'm planning on putting a photo superimposed on this little video of a trip that I took over in Mount Fuji, like I said, over 20 years ago. Thought that was interesting because it's been that long since I've actually gone into the wild, into rain.
You want me to take a picture? Yeah.
Where?
Oh, during winter.
You mean it would be along the sidewalk?
No.
Where would it be?
Lake.
Oh, on the, huh? Would it? Yeah. Oh, you mean the lake would be frozen, so therefore the ice sculpture would be made right on the surface, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. See, you learn something new on every trip, huh? Taking a little break inside the lobby of the Lake Louise resort. This is actually the shopping center of the Lake Louise resort that you see up above me right there, just outside the window. It's probably a nice facility. It's probably also expensive because it overlooks the lake. Man, what a place to be putting a hotel, right? So anyway, I hope you're enjoying the sight so far, because this is probably one of the few times, if ever, I'll ever see this place again. So may as well make the most of the visuals, right? Oh, by the way, hi Jasmine. I just wanted to at least say that on video while I'm here. Okay, so the rest of the afternoon we went over to downtown Banff. It looked like nothing more than any other small village inside a ski area that I see back home in the U.S. What influenced the day was that Cheryl's Samsung smartphone had a failed charger port, so it was draining her battery, and this was really preoccupying her mind throughout the day. So went shopping in downtown Banff, got a nice little t-shirt for Jasmine, my daughter, who's going to be turning 6 in a few weeks, on October 23rd. And then, did just a normal stroll around the town, basically for Cheryl, looking for a place where she could repair her damaged charger port. Rather than her or taking the chance of riding the gondola with her mind being preoccupied by the repair of her phone, I made the decision to forego that trip and just take care of her phone right away, because it wouldn't have done any good had we gone up the gondola and she would have been moping the entire trip, which would have made it unpleasant for yours truly as well. So that was a decision that I made at that point, figuring that you may as well get what you can. So anyway, we went to this mall over in downtown Banff, had lunch over there, couldn't find a place to repair her phone. She had the Edo Japanese, quasi-Japanese special, and I had my simple hamburger, and that's pretty much how our day went that day.